You would not believe how fast crickets reproduce. Look at it. Alright guys, welcome back to vlog number 5. We've got a lot to talk about today. A lot of movement happening behind us, as you can already see. We've got a bunch of boxes back there with crickets all in it, and the new thing is we've got new railing. Look at that, perfect. The other thing is we want to talk about the new setup we've got within inside the boxes with the egg cartons. We've also got a bunch of new water feeders, which the crickets are really loving for drinking water out of. And we've also got a new wheat blend that we blended up on the farm a couple of weeks ago. And the crickets are really taking to it. They're growing at an incredible pace. We've worked at a better humidity level. I'll get to that all in the video, but most importantly, we've also got a shipping container, which we're all very excited about here at Schubugs. And hopefully we're going to be moving the crickets down there in the next couple of weeks or so we can really start mass producing and getting to a really scalable level that is good for everyone. So let's get to it. Alright, the next thing I want to show you guys is the actual inside of the boxes. So just here, to the right of me, we've got the new cricket box set up. Now this is pretty simple to put together. We just have 2 egg cartons, and all we do is we interlock them together and then lay them down flat like that. And there's little tiny holes here that the crickets can end up actually crawling into. And this is just purely because we want to try and make the boxes more space efficient for the crickets to move around in. And these are 50-litre tubs, and we're able to get about 500 comfortably in there without, you know, having them too much overloading, starting eating each other, because they will start to eat each other if there is too many in the boxes, and that's just purely because they're looking for survival and for space and for food. So it's cool. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the actual water feeders that we've got going. So these water feeders, I just picked them up from a pet store. They're like $8 a pop each, and what we do, I'll go behind us now, we store them inside the boxes just here. Now you can see there's a chuck sitting around the edge of it, and this is all because the crickets will actually drown when there's too much water. So that just sits there. They can sit on top of it, they can move around without hassle-free, you know, without drowning, which is really, really nice. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is what we're doing for feeding the crickets, and we found a really efficient way, and that's actually using a wheat blend. So a couple of weeks ago, we blended up a wheat blend, and I'm not going to tell you what's in it because that is a secret, and we're having a lot of success at actually growing the crickets at a faster rate. So that's the reason why I can't tell you. So what we're doing with the feed is we just have the crickets back here in a little container with the wheat blend, and you can see there's heaps back there all hacking into dinner time at the moment, and they can eat that pretty much all day, just as long as they have enough water in these water feeders to really get them going. And you can actually just see one here that there's a female just laying a bunch of eggs there, which is also pretty cool. Now I've got probably maybe upwards of 1,000 crickets that are ready to start laying, and what I've done, instead of just having, you know, 500 in this box just here and then 500 in this box here, I've actually split them over 1, 2, 3 and 4, because I want to try and get as many eggs as I can out of them. And if they're too crowded, you know, I did say before that you can have 500 in any of, like, you're in one of these boxes, but just to play it safe, I've spread them out to get the most out of them. It's really good. It's coming along quite nicely. So now we're going to have a look at the pinhead crickets, and there's a bunch of pinhead or kind of teenagers in these boxes just here, but then in this one, these pinhead crickets were born on the 10th. It's now the 12th. So if I just give a quick little squirt in here, see if I can get them moving around. And you might be able to see, if I quickly just zoom in for you, there's some pinheads just ever so slightly moving around. And if I move just that a little bit, you'll be able to see the pinheads moving around. Now I've got egg cartons in the bottom there, but what I've actually got over here as well is just a container with no egg cartons in them, because I really want to see how many crickets I can actually get. And with the egg cartons in there, it's still quite difficult to see, because as soon as they're born, they just move out and they go into the egg cartons already. So I'm just giving it a trial. Now the other thing is to keep track of all the dates. It's really important. So right now you can see we've got a bunch of dates of when the soil's actually gone in the boxes, and then I'm also recording all the stuff on like a notepad and a computer to know how old the soil is in there, then how old the soil is here when the crickets have been born as well. And the other thing is the humidity level is big. So I've just got a little sprayer like this, and what I do is, you can see if I go in here, the soil around the top there looks a little bit dry. So I normally give about 15 sprays. And what you can actually see is there's a little bit of moisture, probably this side's a little bit better, on the wall just there, and that actually keeps the soil a little bit more, how do you say, damp for a longer period of time. And it's really important just to water these guys maybe twice. You can do it for once a day. I try to get 2 at least, and it's all about just gauging how hot it is, and also the temperature in the box is also really important. So if I go over here to the temperature gauge, sitting at around 30 degrees, I can't quite focus in on that for today, and 30 degrees with the right humidity level, we're actually able to get each cricket box, and with pinheads being born every 10 days or so. It's pretty good. So now it's time for the big and exciting news. We've got a shipping container down the farm, and I'll show you guys that footage in a minute. But more importantly, these crickets are going to be moving down there in the next 2 weeks or so, when we finally have the rest of the shipping container set up and sealed off, because these crickets go everywhere, as you can tell. And it's going to be really exciting. So we're going to try and get some solar panels down there, hopefully applying for some grants from the government, and we can really start to create a really sustainable protein with no energy costs with the solar panels, but then we're also creating a sustainable source of protein with the crickets, which is at the end of the day the goal. So we're just trying to save this earth. And next time that you see, or vlog number 6 should I say, will be us moving the crickets down there onto the farm. So that will be really exciting, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I'll show you that footage right now, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.